How do you analyze the job market right now?
See, I think you have to make up your mind whether India's official unemployment rate is a fudge. India's official unemployment rate is 4.9%. I don't believe it's a fudge. I believe everybody who wants a job has a job, but they don't have the wages they want or they need. I think that distinction is very important, because if you think we have a jobs problem, you should bust the fisc and you should spend 2 lakh crores, doing a direct benefit transfer or an NREGS equivalent. I think that misdiagnosis in India has been very expensive for India, and I think we have a wages problem. If you believe the problem is wages, how do you raise wages? Wages is about productivity, right? The productivity is embedded in the air. It is in the institutions, it is in the infrastructure, it is in the human capital. So if you believe India has a wages problem, I think that you need to go down the path of formalization, urbanization, industrialization, financialization, and human capital. I would submit we have a formal jobs problem, not a jobs problem, and it's very important to recognize the difference between those two, because you can solve the jobs problem by busting the fisc or just keeping people occupied, and India has moved beyond that, and that train has left the station.
Okay, so it's basically the services things which has solved India's jobs problem.
The fastest growing segment of India's job market is sales, customer service, and logistics. That's where all the jobs at the bottom of the pyramid are being created. They are domestic consumption jobs. It's sales, customer. China's farm to non-farm happened to factories. India's is happening not to services, to sales. It's a sales job.
Okay, so your central proposition is India is not suffering a jobs crisis, but it is suffering a wages crisis.
Yes, absolutely.
Right? And so what would you say is the equilibrium, whatever, reservation wage, that is below which people are not willing to work today? Like what?
Well, there are three divergences in wages, right? So one is the divergence between real wages and nominal wages. That divergence between real wages and nominal wages is happening because of India's urbanization. India only has 52 cities with more than 1 million people. China has 375 cities with more than 1 million people. We have 6 lakh villages. 2 lakh of our villages have less than 200 people. So are you going to take jobs to people or people to jobs? In political imagination, you're always taking jobs to people. But in reality, it's about taking people to jobs. I think you will have to take jobs to people, people to jobs rather than jobs to people in the short run. But I would say jobs to people, people to jobs, mega cities versus distributed is the defining debate for India. And that's why 29 chief ministers matter more than 1 prime minister for job creation. But actually 100 mayors matter more than 29 chief ministers. But we don't have mayors in India, right? So job markets are local, there may be some such thing as India's capital market, but there's no such thing as India's land and labor market. Export labor markets like Bihar are completely different dynamics than import labor markets like Karnataka. So I think decentralization, maybe using 254(2) of the Constitution more and more and more and more, which allows states to amend central laws, right? So our primary understanding of the Constitution till now has been 254(1), which says that if state laws and central laws conflict, the central law always wins. But we always had 254(2). It said that if Delhi agrees with what a state legislature amends a central law, you don't have to go to the Lok Sabha, you can just get the president to sign it. And so I think China's genius wasn't some Ayatollah in Beijing issuing fatwas, it was mayors competing for investment, 300 of them.